man. Before the video even start, hit that like. Look at my subscriber count. If you're watching this, you probably already know me anyway. So just by that alone, you'll like this video. And if you don't know me, subscribe. Sounding like all these other YouTubers, but I want to give a shout out to my boy Noel, aka Blair. Thank you for coming on to the show. Thank you for talking. Links to him will be. I'll probably put his. I don't know. You'll see it. You'll find him. All right. Let's get into it.
I'm gonna grab this just because I like to hold it up to my face, at least for the intro. Yes. Go ahead. Fun Flex intro. Go ahead. Yes, sir.
We outside.
Yes, sir.
All summer we've been outside.
Yes, sir. Exactly that.
There's no quarantine. We still in the pandemic.
Yes,
But we out.
Boom.
Outside.
So crazy right now.
You're
Outrageous. Serendipitous. Say random words. Just say
diabolical.
Yeah. Just say anything. Well, in all seriousness, welcome to the Pancast. When niggas come and get fried, and we talk about whatever the fuck we want. So opening sentence already. You know why white people don't wash their legs?
Listen, I just had a conversation with this.
I seen that shit on Twitter, right?
I seen it, and I heard somebody admit this verbally on another show, on another podcast. What is good with that?
I don't understand.
Who raised y'all? Or for a better term, who didn't raise y'all?
Exactly.
Because I know in my household, we washed everything.
You got to. Like, first of all, ain't no way. Like, every time I would get out the shower, my mom would do a full body scan of me. She would look at my feet and everything. If I didn't wash my feet, I gotta go right the fuck back in.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not coming out until I'm clean.
Like,
so it don't make sense why, what was it? I think, because I just watched this video, I think he said it was like 22% of people, and guess who those people are? White people. Don't wash their fucking legs and feet when they take a shower.
my thing is, right, now, me particularly, I know I like wearing sandals in my house. I particularly do not like the feeling of socks when I'm in my house. Like, when I go out, whatever, of course, socks got to go on, because they do that, too.
Uh-huh.
They have this thing of wearing shoes and no socks.
Yeah.
They have no-show socks. They have ankle socks.
They just don't be caring.
They don't.
They don't.
So, I know sometimes you'll jump up real quick. You forget to put on shoes.
Mm-hmm.
You got to wash that off.
Y'all wash all of that shit, bro. They talk about the water and the soap from the rest of your body, from the top half of your body is doing the work. No, it's not. No, it's not, bro. If you're not making hand contact, because first of all, it's already a conversation that these niggas don't use washcloths. Like, they don't use rags. Like, white people don't use washcloths. Like, that's a thing. They don't.
I've heard that
shit. They just use the soap on their body, like, in their hands.
Listen to me.
And, like, that could get the job done for a certain amount of time if you don't have that until you can go buy it, but it's not going to last forever.
Listen like this. That's all I know. I need hand to rag to soap friction.
Exactly. It got, in that order, it goes soap in hand. Hand goes to rag. You lather that bitch.
Mix it.
Yeah.
Then you put the soap away, and then you feel me? It's not that hard.
Actually, I just saw something about that too. That Pete, we done had all this earth for all this time. We done been here. You know they didn't start washing regularly till the 1800s?
Until black people had to tell them, yo,
that's not right.
You know you gotta wash your ass, right? You know, I was like, huh?
God,
not just water.
Wash?
Yeah, they said, yeah, we created this thing called soap.
And you know what's further proof of this too is that the saying, throw the baby out with the bathwater, that comes from us telling them that they had to take a shower. They used to say that shit because they only bathed like once a month.
Yeah.
And so, and they would all use the same water, right? So it would be the eldest go first, all the way down to the youngest, and then once by the time everybody's done, it's the baby's turn. The water's black.
Oh yeah,
the water you can't. So whenever you dip your child in there, that child going missing. You ain't seeing them again. So it was a joke. It was so much that it was a joke. Like, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, because if you're not paying attention,
My baby,
Water's so dirty that you gonna lose your chop.
We don't want to look at you anymore.
Come on, bro. Why we gotta tell y'all? Why do we have to tell y'all to wash your asses?
It's like because we have to tell them everything.
But then we get called monkeys and shit.
We have to tell them everything.
Teach them everything. Like they
I
can't
want
even
y'all-
make their own culture. They have to rob off of us.
I want y'all to go in your household right now. In every room, I bet you can name 2 to 3 inventions that a black person created.
No facts.
Guarantee you.
Facts.
You got an air conditioner in your house.
Black people.
Got a refrigerator in your house.
Black people.
Okay.
Well, and even down to food. I know this is the easiest one, but you open your cabinet, look at that peanut butter. Who the fuck supplied you that?
Even the things, and I want black people, I love y'all, but I need to tell y'all this. Hog mugs, chitlins, all that.
Thank you!
I know we made it. I know we made it work all the way back then. We don't have to eat like that no more.
Listen. Don't eat swine no more. Pigs not for us. For real.
I know people want their bacon. I know people love their bacon and want to keep it around.
Because I was about to say you wanted a new Negro.
Nah, bro, I definitely am a new Negro, bro.
I'll tell you like this. And I'll say this, a part of me is starting to go away from it because I work in the deli. So I'm cutting this stuff.
Too.
I'm cutting this stuff and I'm like,
Looking at it, you just like,
you know,
ain't this supposed to be pinker? Like,
yeah, I'm like, I don't think.
yeah. Start to smell all that
But
shit.
I will say, me some bacon. Yeah, you give me a burger, you give me some breakfast.
Bro.
Yeah.
First of all right. There's ways to ease yourself out of it because I know it's such a start-stop thing that people don't want to just fully give up bacon. You could just go from beef to turkey meat. So you could do turkey burgers, you could do turkey bacon, turkey dogs, any meat substitute that shit with turkey meat, and then work your way out that shit because you're not really supposed to be eating that either. But at least it's way better than pigs because at the end of the day,
Pigs eat
and
everything.
if you don't know who this woman is, this is the queen of all queens, and Sister Shahrazad Ali. Look her up if you get the chance. If you don't know who that is, she was saying it the best. She said they have done scientific experiments all the way back in the 60s on pigs, and they saw that there is this bacteria in pigs that lives even after you kill them, even after you cook it. So it doesn't matter what, you could put that shit under a fire, it's not dying. It's staying in there. And that shit sticks in your system.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, what do we feed pigs? We feed them bullshit, and then we slaughter them and eat them. So we eating the shit that they eat.
And that phrase, you are what you eat, is...
Exactly.
Yeah. And then you get
that
people
shit
that go
is
ahead...
100%. You definitely are what you eat. And to close this one out, one of the biggest things that I usually like to refer back to when it comes to this stuff is, why keep putting dead flesh in your body when you could be putting life, aka greens, earth, shit that grow out the earth? That's real life. That's what we're supposed to be fueling ourselves off of. We're not really supposed to be eating meat for real. That shit is not for us. That shit don't really do too much for us. Yeah, protein, but you can substitute. You can get the same amount of protein from a plate of beans and mushrooms. You get the same amount as a full ass plate of beef. It's the same thing. Yeah. People don't want to, learn that shit and ease their way out of it. They just want to stay in the same. Oh, it tastes good, so bro. Come on, you can make anything taste good as long as you season it right. That's where white people fuck up. Yeah. Now, let's talk about it in the DMs.
Oh yeah, here come. Oh, yeah.
It's Kanye shit.
Yeah.
People need to realize that the music industry is the devil. I know this shit sound tinfoil hatty and shit like that, but it's true. I put on my story a couple of screenshots of the shit that he did, like all these Donda listening parties and shit like that. And they're not listening parties so much as they are full rituals.
What did he say?
They are full ass rituals. So, number one thing, the first thing he did, what did he do? Had a big ass concert hall with a full white floor, wearing entirely red and his face covered. If that shit don't scream symbolism,
no, absolutely,
then you are fully asleep.
Oh, absolutely,
you are fully asleep because, all right, what? Just question off the top, like, what do you think red symbolizes?
Well, yeah.
What do you think red symbolizes?
I mean, listen. You get a lot of things where it's like anger, for one. Of course, we associate it with the devil.
Mm-hmm.
Aggression.
But my thing is, and I... Let me not say who told you the devil, like who told you the devil was bad, but who told you what the devil looked like? Do we know?
Bro, the devil is meant to look like all of us. He
Yeah.
he looks like anybody that you would see on the streets because he was one of us.
Exactly.
And he has to stay disguised at all times. We don't even know what his true form really looks like.
Exactly.
Because he's out here sending agents on some
thousands.
on some Matrix shit. Like it's
Oh,
all
yeah.
a bunch of Smiths.
We'll
out here.
get to the simulation in a minute.
He's sending all them out there, and it's crazy because where do we look at what's the three most places that we look at and we just look at those places and just be like, oh nah, shit is going on in there. Florida,
Oh yeah.
California, and Atlanta.
Look where Kanye had the first two.
Where was it?
The Mercedes-Benz Arena in Atlanta.
Atlanta, boy. Atlanta, bro.
And I just tell you like this: the third listening party. Boy set himself on fire.
Yeah, I heard about that shit. I didn't even see
I
it,
don't
but I
know.
heard about it. Somebody
I
was like,
don't know if y'all know this, but back in the day in Vietnam, when they used to protest, they used to sacrifice themselves. They used to set themselves on fire just to prove the point.
Yep.
Leave us alone.
Yep.
I will stand out here literally. If I have
we
to-
bunch of crazy niggas. You don't want none of this, bro.
if we have to set ourselves on fire just to prove a point, we will. And I feel like he was proving the same point almost. Like, this is a sacrifice in front of all of you. You can't see it. Like I said, I know there's a lot of crazy stuff going on behind the scenes, music industry, especially with everything that's just come out in Hollywood. Lord have mercy. All y'all was out here raping?
God.
Yo,
That's what I'm trying to
like
get
that.
at. And nobody really sat there and said, all right, can we, first of all, let's go back actually to the music industry.
All right, wait. So, the red thing. To get back to that, the red thing is it's an all white floor. White usually represents purity. Exactly.
Yeah.
The red is the blood that he has spilled. He's covering his face because he's ashamed of what he's done. Now, you might be asking, well, what did he do? How long ago did his mother die again?
Yeah, it was a while ago.
Why did it take this long for him to make a commemorative, memorial, whatever word that you want to put in front of it, album for her? Why did it take this long?
And I've listened to the album front to back.
I have not yet.
There are vocals from her.
Yeah.
As if she knew this album was coming out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how far ahead Kanye had thought.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I'm gonna make something about my mother. It's just like, it's like you said. Y'all gave her up, didn't y'all? And I'm not, because that's a dead woman, and I respect the dead.
Exactly.
That's somebody's mother at the end of the day. But I'm just saying,
It's just too much around it. So here's the thing. She died all the way back in, I forgot when. I think it was like
2008, right?
Was it that?
I think
I
it might
was
have
say
been
2011.
I know it's a little bit right after
No,
graduation.
it might have been. Yeah, you might be right.
It
But
was a little bit after graduation.
she died all the way back then. Now I saw videos of her and Kanye talking before. It was one time I think it was in her crib. And it was just she was reminiscing over this rap that he sung to her from school. He made it up at school and then sung it to her, and she memorized it up to that day. Now this clip is way back in the day, so way before she died, obviously. But so way back in the day, so like probably around the same time, 2007, 9-ish, around that area, whatever. So and she was pretty much singing it back to him. Now this is when he was like in like either middle school or high school, and you could see the genuine love. Like you could see that he made it where he was because of the love that she gave. Yeah, exactly. Like she was. You could tell that she was those type of mothers that was like you could do anything you put your mind to. Don't let nobody tell you different. And that's why he loves his mama so much. And that's exactly why.
That's what everybody's saying. When she left, that's what everybody's saying. He lost it.
That's exactly why she's gone though. I feel like this is how it went. I feel like it was like
they offer him some kind of deal, some type of something. I don't know. It had to be something grand for somebody like Kanye, because even though that nigga be out of it, tweet out and shit like that, he be saying shit. Like, oh no, I'm gonna say it, bro. Like, a lot of people hated that shit, but when he was talking about that slavery shit, when he said slavery,
no, I understood.
It came out wrong, but he was not wrong. Like,
I understood
what he was
meant.
saying was absolutely correct. It just came out
there
wrong.
There is no reason. I say the era that we live in right now, and even for the last couple years or even decade, we live in an information era.
Mm-hmm.
To where right now, even the information we're giving you right now, there's no reason why you can't know it.
Mm-hmm.
All you have to do, you're on your phone all day anyway.
It's a computer in your pocket.
Look it up. And this is the problem that I have, especially with the education system. I had a history teacher, loved her. Y'all don't know how to think for yourselves. You'll get information, y'all read it, and you'll take everything
at face value.
Some of the things, if I know that something isn't necessarily correct, why am I going to agree with it anyway?
Exactly.
And that's what Kanye was trying to show y'all, is that there is no reason now, by in 2021, that mentally, because I'll let you know right now, if slavery was to miraculously come back around a second time, whole different story.
Yeah.
I tell it like this: I'm not my ancestors.
Yeah.
Well, I am. I'm Jamaican. That joint went on for about 3 months, and we said it's more of us than them.
Mm-hmm.
We know the terrain; they don't.
Mm-hmm.
We can take them, and that shit was clipped. There's no reason why up here mentally you can't free yourself in this age that we in. No reason at all.
And I'm gonna give y'all the best example too. Crazy. Haiti itself is the best example of how to free yourself. They freed themselves mentally before they freed themselves physically. They began to denounce their current situation that they were in, which was slavery and being ruled by other people and shit like that. They denounced it first, collectively. Denounced that we don't like where we at. We don't like what they're doing to us. We don't want to live like this.
Absolutely.
And then they made a plan. I mean, that's a whole other conversation about what their plan was and how they executed it and why they were successful to this day and why they're not successful right now as a whole country. But follow Haiti's example. They had to free themselves mentally before they could free themselves physically, and that's exactly why slavery is still going on today. Not physically, well, yes, physically, around other places around the world, but it's the craziest. It's the most stuck mentally. We're not getting out of our current situation, and I'm talking about how, you know, we don't really have banks for ourselves. We don't fully have infrastructure for ourselves, and that's because of the mental slavery that's still there.
I would say it like this, you know, out of Martin and Malcolm, I was following Malcolm. When he said, as far as they could give us our rights, not even we're going to take it, but we're going to take it a step further. We don't need y'all. Exactly. I don't want to integrate with you. Here's the thing like this. If somebody doesn't want to give you something, why am I going to force you to, you don't want to go to school with my child? So be it. More than likely, I don't want you to go to school with my child either, because I don't want you, in my head, teaching them the wrong thing.
100%.
But back to what you said about freeing yourself mentally first, I don't care who and what it is, any human being on this earth. You will not be able to get the upper hand on me in any situation, because I'm constantly feeding my brain useful information. I remember there was a movie with Denzel Washington, I think it was Mark Wahlberg, and they're sitting across from each other from a diner, and he's reading a paper. So Mark Wahlberg goes, "Why are you reading that if you know it's full of shit?" So then Denzel Washington puts it down and goes, "'Cause it's entertaining. I know it's not good for me, but I need a good laugh sometimes. It's entertainment. It feeds me." But when you're able to go ahead and differentiate the two, that's the first step. You got to differentiate what's good for you and what's not.
Yes, sir.
Then you got to be able to go ahead and say, how can I apply this? That's what everybody didn't understand about school. It wasn't so much about you sitting in that lecture It was about how can I take this information that they're giving me, understand what's right from wrong, and then apply it to my everyday life. When they sat there and said, and I kid y'all not, when they sat there and said, anybody who's going to school right now, elementary, middle, high school, whatever,
College don't matter.
But I'll tell you like this. When they were telling you that math is everywhere and it does not go away, listen to them.
No, that's true. Everything is math.
Everything is math and everything is linked English because it's about, like we were talking about, symbolism, how you market it. Like, again, Kanye was right on that. Everybody laughs when he says, what does God got to know about cameras? It's about how you market the product.
That shit was true, though.
He understood this man knows what he's talking about. Does it come out crazy? Sure. But he knows what he's talking about. Trust.
He's never missed. Like, yeah, it's a weird dartboard that he's aiming at, but he don't miss.
No.
If you really know what he talking about, you know what he talking about. And if you, bro, God gave eyes and ears to the people that can see and hear. Mm-hmm. If you can't see and hear, not the one.
That's the one. And that's what some people I feel like need to understand too. Like he just said on this album, he said in a song, how can you say that me and you not in the same lane, but you're in my car? Mm. Some people need to understand me and you not driving the same vehicle.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm good at this. You're good at this.
That. Stick to what you're good at.
Because for me, in my life, and I learned this very early on, just at a young age, like, I used to hate everybody in high school. Everybody. I felt everybody was
I 100% feel you.
I felt like everybody was a clone.
In that space too.
I felt like everybody was a clone.
A clone, an NPC, just some type of fucking
like everybody dressed the same. Everybody thought the same. Listen to the same music.
And you say dress the same, but we're not even talking about the uniforms. We're just talking in general.
Yeah.
Like street clothes. Everybody dressed the same, low key. It's the same thing.
And, you know, that's why I say, you know, I look how I look now as an adult. I want to differentiate myself 100% from whatever y'all got going on over there. Because to me, individuality is the biggest thing to the human soul.
It's key.
You need to be able to differentiate yourself. For not even differentiate, understand who you are. Mm-hmm. It's okay to have influences, because I got them too. I've got people that I've seen. But it's for you to go ahead again, extract what that person is doing, and make it your own. Like, as he saw, I did the red hair thing. I hated Playboy Cardi at first. And I go on record and say, I hated him at first. Because I thought, well, yes, he did have this baby voice thing, and he was trying to, it sounded too the same. Yeah. Then, when the rollout for Whole Lotta Red came, he's got goth aesthetics, which is all devil work, same thing too, don't get me wrong. Mm-hmm. We seen the satanic symbols on there. Comes out, he got the red hair going on. It was an entirely different person. I said, and y'all hate that album, and I'll tell you why. Because out of the 3 projects that he put out, this is the most diverse and individual. He understood who he was, who he really was, and said, I'm going to go do this. Mm-hmm. Then I went and I did the purple hair. I got rid of it quick, and I'll tell you why. I felt it was boring, and I'm like, you know what? We already got one person who had purple dreads already. Uzi did that.
Word. Right.
I'm going to go pick a color that nobody... I think Thug did it for like a grip and wasn't too long. Yeah. I said, I'm going to go and I'm going to do that. Because there's no... You can probably count. You walking down the street, how many people look like me? None. But that's what y'all need to do. Y'all need to figure yourselves out first.
Individuality.
Once y'all figure yourselves out, nobody can stop you.
And like... It don't even necessarily gotta be an appearance thing.
No,
it all stems within, because the appearance comes after. Once you fully know yourself, is when you're fully able to be comfortable in changing your appearance. A lot of people go with changing appearances and don't like it, or they just not sure of it and whatnot, just because they're not sure of themselves.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But if you know who you are in the first place, and if you're sure of yourself in the first place, appearance changes is not going to be like even your
drastic.
Friends. Yeah, exactly. It's not going to be drastic. And even when you pop up on your friends, like, you can tell certain people, like, for example, I ain't say shit about your hair because you already know yourself. I can't tell you shit about your hair. It's just like, oh, that's his new look today.
Yeah.
Or for the week or for the month or for however long that he wants to. there are going to be other people who are like, oh, that's different. Oh, you did something. And that's just because
literally at work,
they don't know.
One girl at work, she's literally like, you don't know what to do with your head, huh? That's what you think.
That's what you think. I
literally had 2 more colors already picked out for winter, spring, and I know, like you said, I know who I am. I know what I want to do. Like you said, and even as far as friends, watch that word. Because you got to understand that different friends are for different things.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I got my friends who I go out, we party, we drink, which I don't really do too much drinking too much anyway. We go, we party, we have fun, whatever. But if I needed to come to them and, y'all, I'm trying to run a business, what could you? Nah. No. And back when we were talking about with the music industry and with everything going on in Hollywood and whatnot, look at the situation, because Aaliyah's albums, or at least one of her albums, 1 in a million, it just went to streaming.
That's another sacrifice right there.
Absolutely.
Aaliyah was fully sacrificed.
But peep this. She had been in like the Hollywood limelight since she was like a kid. So we all knew how old she was, right? We all knew. Here come this grown man, Robert Kelly, talking about he want to marry her.
Oh, shit.
And they forged the paperwork saying she was 18. Like I just said,
Yes, sir.
we knew how old. We knew she was 15.
Every single one of us knew this shit, bro.
And we went ahead and said, right, okay.
And then we want to be surprised when it turns out years later this nigga running the whole sex trafficking shit with 16-year-olds and under, bro. That's his taste, dog. That's his whole taste.
You think
And
them
we knew it
songs?
the whole
You think
time.
them songs that he was singing about like just like in Boondocks where they said introduce him to some older women. He was married to an older woman.
Yep. Yes, sir.
That don't mean nothing. Let me tell you something. I saw a thing on TikTok where it went memorable Death Note speeches. And it's the one where L is talking about monsters, what he's afraid of. And he goes, the monsters I'm afraid of the most are the ones who lie. They have interest in love even though they have no idea how the human heart works. They eat even though they can't taste. They educate themselves even though they have no real interest in knowledge. R. Kelly was that monster. Yes, he married an older woman. That's a guy's.
Mm-hmm.
That's just it's hidden in plain sight.
They do all that shit right in your face.
I'm talking about any artist, not any artist, but he was overly sexual in his music.
Yeah.
He was telling you he was sick from the jump. Listen, sex is cool and all, but there ain't no way every single track I'm doing. I don't care what genre. I don't care what genre you're in. R&B, because in the '90s R&B, everybody was freaking on somebody.
Yeah.
R&B, rap. I don't even care.
But even still, not all R&B songs was let me
not all of them.
Fuck, we smash it. We doing this.
But a lot of the males though, especially the ones that came up around Robert's generation.
It was the story of R&B back in our day when it was either 2 ways. It was either A, let me freak on you, or B, let me get back with you.
Yeah, somebody was begging and crying.
Yeah, that's it.
Somebody was begging and crying. So Robert was telling us right then, I need help. It was like the same thing before X passed.
He need help getting some children in his penthouse.
Right.
That's what he needed help with.
And I told people this about X and I said about Juice WRLD. Y'all over here, y'all just taking in the music at face value.
Bro.
Face value. They needed help, and they were trying to help Juice.
Mm-hmm.
The thing was that his people said, we knew he was taking the pills.
He was hiding shit, lying about how much.
But they didn't know how much he was taking.
Exactly.
They didn't know how much he was taking. That's all I was like, and I'm like, even same thing with Mac Miller. He was about to get help.
X is a different situation though.
But even him as like as far as like, because he was trying to turn his life around. That's what messed me up.
The part about it is he did.
Yeah.
They didn't like it.
Yeah.
Because he was no longer
proud.
Like he was no longer demonic. Like he couldn't harvest that type of energy. He was turning everything positive because he knew it. He said it in his music, bro. Why do you think one of his songs is titled "I Met the Devil in Miami"?
Yeah.
Bro,
Florida, yo.
He was telling y'all right in y'all faces, bro.
Florida,
like,
Florida.
This is what the music industry is. It's all some weird demonic shit. I sold my fucking soul. It's too late now. Let me try to flip it. And when that happens, they get rid of your ass.
Same thing. Look at Prince. They was like, look,
Michael
Prince was like, I want my masters now.
Yes.
I will run me my money today.
Mm-hmm.
He won the case in court. They said, you won the battle. That's fine. We'll get his ass.
And they did the same exact thing to Michael when he bought Sony Records,
Let me tell you
bro.
something.
When he bought the music side of Sony, they was pissed as fuck because they knew what he was about to do with it. It was like a ha, I know what y'all up to. I'm about to flip that shit on y'all. And then he started snitching names. He started snitching names on stage. He told people, yo, what his last tour, he literally, before he went on that tour, he went on a press conference and told everybody, this is going to be the last thing. This is it.
I forgot. I think it was Cat Williams or somebody said it like that.
However,
he knew.
He was telling, however this goes, you don't just know, like, I love y'all. I love all of y'all. Thank y'all for listening to everything that I had to offer.
Sounds like somebody who know they on the way out.
They all know when they on the way out.
Yeah.
This is exactly why X was saying I'm snitching right now. If I'm dead, it's because of who? Drake.
Try to Drake, y'all.
But at the same time, I feel like he also gave himself up. I feel like he sacrificed himself, knowing that he was about to get murdered.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense when you really look at the case, because if you look at the what was it, the footage of him getting shot. First of all, the video was too clear. The video, it was too proper placed. Why the fuck is he pulling out damn near the back of the place? Why the fuck are two people with guns going up to the driver's side? Why did they let somebody go? It should have been one nigga on one side, one nigga on the other side. No bullets in the fucking car. No bullet holes in the man himself. In X. There's no blood anywhere in that shit.
Yeah, that's too clean.
No, all he did was bust a window to make it look like something happened.
Nah, they injected him with something, though. They took him.
That's all it was.
Because even as far as crazy as this may sound, I know y'all don't like that man, even though half of y'all not from the streets anyway.
Yeah.
I know y'all don't like 6ix9ine, but he's got a point. Where was his security? If you making this money and you this big deal, you know people out to get you.
Mm-hmm.
Jealousy is just a natural thing that we as humans harbor. Some of us. But it's just something that we harbor. When we see that somebody, when you're not in a good place, and you see that somebody who also wasn't in that good place doing better than you have two options. You buck up and you say, all right, don't even ask yourself, what do I need to do to get that? What do I need to do to get my own? Or you start getting mad. You start hating. Me and him, we come from the same place around the way. Why I'm not up like he up?
No.
So if you know that people hating on you, where your security?
We don't realize that our minds are powerful. Whatever we believe to be true.
And I was just about to get into, because I've been thinking about this more and more as the days go on with the way life goes on. Last week, it was weird. I had like the perfect week. Like everything that I said I wanted to accomplish, I'm going to go, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Everything was going to work out for the best. And it did. Because up here, bro, the simulation is real.
It
definitely not what you think.
Yo, watch Matrix, y'all. Watch the trilogy, yo. And there's a new one coming out this year.
But literally, you are in control. What I mean by the simulation is, you are in control of every event. I know they try to tell you there's some things you can't control, where in some cases, sure, why not? But who's to say? It's like you said earlier. If I don't want somebody to do something to me, it shall not get done. Mm-hmm. I'm not too much a religious person, but I have read the Bible.
Bro,
I know what's in there.
Treat others.
But I know that phrase, no weapon shall prosper against me.
Yep.
If I believe that, it won't. There are people that I was cool, that I was like this.
Yes, sir.
But I saw they wasn't stepping right.
Yes, sir.
And I said, you're not taking me down with you.
Yes, sir.
You're my people. I love you, but we cannot commingle.
Yes, sir.
Because when I'm on, you're not on. You gotta go. That's a weapon that's trying to prosper you. Anything could be a weapon. A pen could be a weapon. A piece of paper could be a weapon. Most importantly, your family could be a weapon. Please, if you're going to take anything away from this conversation, watch the people who say I love you to you repetitively. Watch them. Like my grandmother, growing up, and she had me for 18 years, that woman never really said I love you. But up here, mentally, I was a smart kid, so I understood, you don't really got to say it, because the things that you do on a day-to-day,
fucking show it.
I see it. You'll feel it. I know that.
You'll know in your heart if somebody loves you.
I've hated through the years when women have asked me that question.
What, do you love me?
Not even do you love me. How you know you love me? What do you mean by that?
Your word.
I don't know how to tell. I don't know what to tell you.
Bro, if you don't feel it, that's
love is different for everybody. I can't love you. I can't love a woman the way I would love him. And y'all need to get at that too. Like,
all love is different.
Yeah, like
not everything is the same kind of love.
I can't stress that enough. Like, the way I love you or the way I love another woman is entirely different.
Why do you think there's a thing called brotherly love?
Yeah,
because it's not the same as romantic love.
Literally, how me and this man met, I knew me and this man was gonna be from the day I met him. It's just something, and that's another thing too. Terminator is a movie that I really
that's
like
a good
too.
one.
I'll let you know like this. I can meet a person, and for 5 minutes, I can up and down scan you,
and
I
know
know
if you're good.
I know if you're good for me or not.